Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, wherever you might be joining from. My name is Abby Eshikun. I am the co-founder of Future Perspectives. I'm really happy to have you all here with us today. We're very excited to be speaking with Maryam Atolagbe, who was a third place winner of the JLMCF program back in 2023. She is the founder of Machoice Nigeria. She's been making some excellent products on dish soap. So we're going to learn a little bit more about her, what what she's been up to, how she started the program, what led her to participate in the Leech program, and how she was able to move from one phase of the program to another phase of the program. So we're very excited to have her, on the call, and we'll be hearing from her shortly. Also, we have Abimbola Otegbade, who is a Future Perspectives Youth Ambassador. Abimbola will be asking Maryam the questions today. So again, welcome everyone to the meeting. If you just give me a few seconds, I will be sharing a video for you all to watch, and that will give you a brief overview on Maryam, and then Bimbo will take over. So just please give me a second. And then in the meantime, in the chat box, please, if you can just let us know where you are tuning in from across the continent, that would be great.
August 2023. Yes, today marks 3 years of addressing these issues. Leaving oily residue on plates, itchy hands, and dissatisfaction with fragrances among 10 million Nigerians. To make matters worse, no proper plan for these single-use plastic bottles harming the planet. In Nigeria alone, a great market blooms in here, fueled by the compulsory daily chore of dishwashing, embraced by over 200 million residents. Hello, my name is Maryam Atolagbe, the founder of Machoice Nigeria, and I'm excited to be here today as a game changer. However, the struggle began after I witnessed my roommate Nola suffer from itchy hands from a regular dish soap in 2016. This informed my decision to research, and during COVID-19, we introduced this phenomenal product. A super grease resistant alternative that works like magic. Double brilliant action in a single wash, moisturizing your hands. Now, how do we do this? Basically, we eliminate the use of the major irritants, caustic soda, and harness the power of fermented enzymes, plant oils, and vegetable glycerin to produce this. Do you agree? Yes? No? Yes? No? No? Yes? Well, would you like to see? I'm sure you would. Great, right? But that's not all. We have developed a refill system prototype that will be placed at strategic locations, just like an ATM, for convenient refill of these empty bottles by end users. With these formulations, we outshine the market leaders. In the past, we have secured 20 bulk buyers, 40 retail shops, and 1,300 satisfied users.
Adam St. John says the IMF has
that have been invested in
reaching
setting up
and
factory space, packaging materials, raw materials, and procuring crucial production machineries, lab testing equipment, and operational expenses. We sell at very affordable prices compared to our competitors, steadily penetrating the market through residential kitchen, party rockers, who share souvenirs at events. With a shelf life of over 2 years, Our strong emphasis on lab testing assures that Machoice is a scientifically safe and validated solution. Our dedication has been recognized through multiple awards and accolades. Machoice boasts a strong team of high performance, all working tirelessly towards the progress of the brand. While we have excelled as a small business, we have equally faced challenges and highlighted risks like new competition, supplier risk, but we have proactively created mitigation pathways. Redefining dish care, making kitchen cleaner, hands happier, and our planet greener. This is our promise. With so much joy in my eyes, permit me to invite you on this transformative journey today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. If we all want to do an emoji for Maryam to welcome Maryam on. Maryam, are you still on?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much. I am on.
Yes, great. Abimbola, are you on still?
Still very much here.
Okay. Please, if you're not speaking or if you've not been asked to speak, please mute your please mute your phone or your computer. So, all right. Abimbola, we're going to shift it over to you and Miriam. And then if you do have any questions as the Q&A session is going on, please go ahead and put your questions in the group chat. We'll take a look at the questions, and then at the end of the Q&A session, we can ask you to unmute and actually ask Miriam your question directly. But for now, please everyone mute your phones or your computers so that we can start the Q&A session. Abimbola, over to you. Abimbola, you're on mute.
All right, can I be heard?
Yes.
Hello, everyone, and lovely to meet the winner, Maryam. So I'll be asking you a couple questions, Maryam, and then you do well to answer and shed some light. We're curious to know when you started working on Machoice. Were you still in the university? At what point did you start? What year? And just give us a little rundown for you.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm super excited to be here today to share with you my story, my experience at the Leech Mastercard Foundation program. So yeah, the $1 billion idea started small with a simple mission to help my roommates, Nola. I don't know. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, you can be heard.
Hello.
Please go on.
Hello. Am I audible, please?
Alex.
Yes, you are audible. Maryam,
Hello.
please go on.
Hello.
Miriam, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. I'm asking if I'm audible.
Yes, and we're saying yes, you are.
We can hear you.
Thank you so much. So yeah, I started the billionaire idea with a simple mission to help my roommate Nola, who was always complaining about her consistent itchy hands due to her regular dish soap, and that was long before COVID-19. So I decided to do surveys, and then I found out that more people actually face the same problem. So in 2020, during my SciWest internship, we call it IT here in Nigeria, I was doing that at Yali Foods in Ogun State. It was a Lebanese-owned company producing 3-in-1 Gary. So I was staying somewhere around there. So I refined my prototype and then I designed my first label by myself. Yeah, I've seen a lot of comments about my pitch, the graphics. So yeah, I am so good with Canva. So I designed my first label using Canva, and then when I printed it, it was blurry, but I used it like that. And then I sold my first 65 samples to the people working where I was doing my IT, and everybody were like giving me feedbacks, and then I tried to improve on those feedbacks. Yeah, it wasn't really what I wanted, but I started that way anyway. So it was also the way I got like my first 200,000 naira, like big girl. Having 200,000 naira in my bank account. And then I was in 400 level. Yes, I was in university. So although my background, that was how I started my own personal entrepreneurial journey. But my background is basically a business school. Like, so in whole, I just wanted to like create an alternative formula that is gentle on the skin and then effective on grease, and also sustainable for the environment. I did not even know which word would suit what I was doing, but now I could say, oh, I'm an eco-friendly dishwashing liquid brand. Like before now, I didn't know something I could call eco-friendly or like that. So when we resumed back after ASU strike, that was a 500 level. So I continued my production, and then I started selling to my roommates, my hostel mates, and then balancing this with school. It wasn't so easy, but like it taught me resilience and the value of perseverance, especially the fact that I already like my CGPA was like 4 point something, but I was aiming to like have a first class. So I already had in mind that I wanted all A's in my final year, you know. So balancing it with my entrepreneurial goals was not really easy. So I could not emphasize the help of my friends that I had them with me. Like they were very, very supportive. Yeah, so thank you. Hello.
Bimbala, are you still on? Because if
Hi.
you're on mute. Abimbala, are you still there? Okay, well, we can't seem to find Abimbala right now, so I will continue with the questions. Again, everyone, please, if you're not being asked to speak, please mute your phones or your computers, because we're getting quite a bit of background noise from people speaking, or from their TVs and stuff like that. Okay, so Maryam, while we try to get Abimbala back, going back to the first question, you said you were in university. What university were you in trying to manage both your entrepreneurial journey and school as well?
Sorry, I didn't get that. You said.
So what university did you attend while you were trying to do your entrepreneurial journey and finish school? What university did you go to?
Oh, I attended University of Ilorin, and I'm currently doing my master's at Lagos State University.
Awesome, thank you. So the next question is, how did you find out about the Jim Leech program, and what motivated you to apply?
Okay. Actually, I discovered the Jim Leech Mastercard Foundation program through social media, and then I was also on a group chat called Equip Africa. So that was how I discovered about Jim Leech. I saw that it has focus on entrepreneurship for African entrepreneurs. I saw that basically it empowers entrepreneurs in Africa. And at the time, I was going through a difficult period whereby some of my close friendship had to end, and I felt heartbroken. It was a lonely time, but it gave me the opportunity to like focus entirely on my dreams and pick myself back up. So what motivated me to apply? What motivated me to apply was the chance to like learn from the global best practices in entrepreneurship. I would say connect with mentors, refine my business strategies, like scale my choice even further. I was also particularly drawn to the program because of the emphasis I saw on like design thinking, customer discovery, high performance team. Those are like my goals to like scale my business, right? So then there was also the promise of funding and access to world-class entrepreneurship training, like getting to like have certification from Queen's University, and those are things that actually motivated me to apply. And most importantly, I wanted to validate my business idea on a global stage and gain the tools that I need to like create a lasting impact for my business in Africa.
0217.
Awesome. Abimbola, you can go ahead.
Yes, please. I had a little network glitch here and there, but I'm back now. Amazing story, Maryam. Please, can you tell us about your experience in the program, both good and some challenges that you must have faced in the Leech Mastercard Foundation program?
Okay, thank you so much. So my experience at the Leech program was actually rewarding and challenging, honestly. When I started, I was actually doing my NYSC in Jigawa State. And honestly, NYSC showed me shaggy. NYSC, I don't know for Nigerians, NYSC is a program that you have to like do after you completed your BSc degree in your university before like furthering further. So in camp, I had to like train other NYSC coppers on how to like make basic dishwashing liquid. So after the camp ended, the program had started then. I was not even really into the program yet. We were at the explore stage then. So like I started working on how I could redeploy back to Lagos so that I could face my real business. So it wasn't easy like to redeploy back to Lagos. And coupled with the fact that all the program coordinators at the NYC camp already liked me. They were telling me stay back in Jigawa. Jigawa is this, Jigawa is that. After all my effort, I didn't get Lagos, so I was reposted to Ogun State. So that was why I completed my NYC program at Niger Biscuits. I was in the logistics and sales department. So at the time, I was participating in Africa Jamming. I was also participating in Women in Africa Jamming Firms program, where I made it to like top 300 over 20,000 participants across Africa. And then I also received $600 to support my business. I also earned a certificate from the Honoris Online Academy. The Leech program was still going on though. So I also took part in other programs like Eloy. That was also like a 3 months program. The Jamming Firms was 8 months program because Leech was also 8 months program. Then the Eloy program was the 3 months program. I also made it to the top 10, where I got 250,000 naira in funding. Then I was also participating in Women Innovators in WASH because of the SDG attached to my business is like the SDG 6, clean water and sanitation. So like WASH is a very important part of my business. So I saw it as an opportunity to like key into that program. So I got like the top 5 of the program after 6 months. Then I was also doing Flourish Africa program, where I made it to like top 100. I received 2 million naira. I'm saying all this because I wanted to like give you the real experience of how the Leech program was. And Leech program has like office hours every week. You have to like dedicate 2 hours per week to your own Q self-based course. So like everything together, one of the biggest challenges during this period was like time management. Like I was constantly on my phone, responding to emails, completing assignments, applying for opportunity. Everyone in the house would complain saying, you're always on your phone. It scolded me a lot. Like, But I knew what I was doing. I knew I was doing something productive, and I've learned that you can't always expect people that are close to you to really understand your journey. Like, you have to stay focused and keep doing your work and trust the process. So the Gym Leech program, the mentorship and support I received through this program was instrumental to me. Like, it helped me to navigate these challenges. Like, it helped me to refine my strategies on how to even manage my time, because we had coaches that was always calling us, like always there to hold our hands, like, what are you facing? What are you really going through? So they're able to like tell me how I could maneuver my time and everything. So one of the highlights of the Gym Leech program was also that we had webinars, we had office hours, and it was like my first time having series of coaches check on me and my work, because there's nobody to have time to be checking on you. You just keep Googling, YouTubing. So it gave me the opportunity to like have coaches, not even like I had coaches from Ghana, from all over Africa. So like sessions were incredibly valuable to me. I remember attending my webinars. I had a note for all my programs. I always buy 60 leaf notes. I don't like using higher education because it will keep bending and folding. So I have notes for all my classes, like all my programs. So I keep jotting, and I take feedbacks a lot. And then I work on them, because most people just say that they take feedback. They don't go back to check on those feedbacks. So it's just like a constant cycle of learning, receiving feedback, and applying it. I never joke with pitching then. We had pitching then. I think that was an Ignite stage. So we're always like, come and pitch. You will keep pitching. You'll be tired of pitching. You keep refining your pitch deck every now and then. So like the customer discovery feedbacks helped me to grow as an entrepreneur and made me confident, even as a person, like in my vision for Machoice. And looking back, it was a really transformational journey for me that taught me resilience, importance of collaboration with even friends that are not Nigerians. I had friends from Rwanda, Uganda, Ghana. Why do I want to get friends like that? So like, and we still talk to today. So the consistency has been there. Like, yeah. So then after the explore phase, we moved to Ignite. Then after Ignite was launch. Yeah, I think we're about 82 people that scaled to launch phase then.
Thank you. Before Abimbola asks your question, I do have another question for you, Miriam. You talked about being on your phone a lot. So during the program that you were on, what was your mode of learning? Was it more on your phone? Were you using a laptop? Which was easier in terms of the device? For you to be able to watch the videos, attend the Zoom webinars, and then also even doing, reading through the course, as well. And all those courses also have, for each one, you have assessments. So what was the easiest way for you to be able to navigate this program with your sorry, I'm not sure that with the program, what device did you use that was most efficient for you?
Okay, so for me, okay.
Go ahead. Sorry,
Okay.
please, everybody. Sorry, Miriam. Everyone, please mute your phones or your computers. Unless you're asked to speak. We're getting background noise and it's stopping Miriam from being able to answer questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So yeah, for me, I had my laptop, I had my tablet, I had my phone. But if you are a Nigerian entrepreneur, we have issue with constant power outages. And there is no way, personally, I feel like there's no way your power bank charge your laptop. I had 3 power banks. And anyway, I'm going, my power bank is always going with me. So as much as I know that the laptops is more easier and accessible, that is, I'm always on the move. Like I said, I was doing my NYC, I have to go to my PPA. So carrying my laptop was not so easy for me, except I'll be staying up in the night. So if you be staying up at night to like go through those courses, right? Laptop is actually the best. And you know that there is constant light. For me, my laptop was like a TV. So anytime the light goes off, the laptop is going off. So I saw that as, I didn't see that, I saw it as a challenge, but I didn't allow it to stop me. So my power bank, I'm always, even one is with me, one is with a malam charging it for me somewhere. So by the time this one is going off, I'm dropping the next power bank. So I would say that was why I was really using my phone, and it was easy for me to carry around. Even if I'm in the toilet, I'm in a program. So yeah, that was it.
Okay, and then before Bimbo speaks again too as well, I had another question for you because you talked about moving from explore to ignite and then ignite to launch. How, and we know that when they typically take people into the explore phase, we have maybe about 1,000 people that go into explore, but from explore to ignite, it goes down to, I don't know, maybe about a little over 200 people. And then from, like you said, from ignite to launch, it went dramatically down to about 82 people, right? So what did you do different, right? That you were able to scale through from about 1,000 people from across the continent to be able to get to ignite phase with about I'm sorry. Uh, Please, everybody, mute your phones or your computers. What did you do different that allowed you to be able to move from um, explore to ignite? Because again, you went from having about 1,000 people to just a little over 200. And then what did you learn from going from explore to ignite that you had to maybe change or do better to be able to scale through from ignite to launch phase? Because I think that is going to be very important for all the people that are on the call today, because I want to hope that everybody would like to move into the ignite phase. So any tips that you can share, I think would be great for everyone to hear. Go ahead, Miriam.
Yeah, thank you so much. So first I would say, as a Nigerian entrepreneur, like I'll go back, make sure you have a constant, like unbreakable power supply. Anyhow that your phone will not fall or your laptop will not fall. So that's number one. And number two is like managing your time properly. Like what I do is on my phone, I have to like download the watch clock because the timeline is different. So I don't want to miss out on those webinars. So I always set my alarm ahead of time. Like as the office hours is already a constant alarm time on my phone, so I don't miss out on it. And the assignments, I already know for explore stage, right? There are some assignments that are optional, some are mandatory, and So because of the time, I focus first on completing my compulsory assignments from explore, and then I also like spoke to people in my cohort because it was really challenging. The interface first, I didn't even understand how the on-cue and everything works, but other people that understood it, I had to like talk to them. How are you doing this? So we shared ideas. So it wasn't just about me and myself alone. So right, I also make use of Canva. Like I said, some of this work, like in design thinking, we have to like draw something. A lot of people use their pen and paper to like draw and snap and upload, right? I think it's also acceptable. But in a way, I felt like since I had the skills to use Canva, so I used Canva for most of these designs, most of these assignments. Then I think yeah.
Okay, and someone asked, and I don't want to butcher your name, Miss Misso asked, what was the name of the app you used to track your time? Did you use an app?
Okay, I used Word Clock. I don't know. It's just I downloaded it on App Store. It's just Word Clock because the time in Kingston is different from the time in Nigeria. I don't know how many hours difference it is. So I don't want to miss out because when we first started the program, I was missing out 1 hour. Like I would have imagined that it would be starting by 4. So when I'll be logging in, they started 1 hour ahead, like 1 hour before I joined. So I was able to like use that to.
Asongo, you asked about what they use for the drawing. I think she said Canva is where she was doing a lot of her stuff. So it's Canva. All right. I think I've asked my own questions. Abimbola, I'm going to give it back to you so that you can ask questions. And then in the meantime, too, if there are any questions, so if there are questions regarding maybe something that Maryam is saying, please drop it in the chat box. But if there are specific questions for Maryam after we're done with the Q&A session, please still post it in the chat box because we will have you ask Maryam after Abimbola is done with the Q&A session. But thank you so much. Keep the questions coming in. Keep introducing yourselves. We're so excited to have people from across the continent on the call today. We have over 100 people right now on the call. So this is also shows your commitment to the program, wanting to excel and participate. And we hope that information that you'll get from today's call will definitely help you move further. And then also, people have asked about the video. We will share the video through the DDQIC. Sorry, please mute your phones, please, those not speaking. We will share the video link through DDQIC, also through Future Perspectives website, Instagram page, and LinkedIn page. If you're not following us, Goody, who's been answering some of the questions, will drop our social media links on the group chat too as well, so you can follow us and get more information as well. So Chijoke, thank you so much for raising your hand. Can you please just drop your question in the chat box first, and then after we will kind of revisit your question. In the meantime, Abimbola, please go ahead.
All right, thank you. Feedback from me, Maryam, I must say that this has been such an inspiring journey. Just listening to how your journey has been. I mean, sitting here as a moderator, I'm inspired myself. And I'd like to know what has been the big goal for you? What have you always sought to achieve from applying for all of these competitions, competing, finally pitching, winning seed funding, down to your most recent win and even funding? What has been the big goal? Is it making Machoice a household name? I mean, would like to know.
Please, can you rephrase the last part of the question?
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hello? Okay, yeah. So I'm asking, right, that you have won several pitch competitions, and I understand that it's been a journey for you. What is the big goal? Is it to make Machoice, to become a household name? I mean, we can see that you've been driven for this long, but like, what's the big goal?
Okay. Thank you very much. So, one of the things that have always kept me going would be that for me, growing up, I lost my mom at the age of 7. So it is one of the things that have always kept me going. Like it always keeps me on my toes. And for the gym leech, basically, I would say I've always wanted to like attend institutions that are like the top Ivy League institutions. So when I saw that the gym leech was partnering with Queen's University, I saw it as a way that this is actually related to what I want somehow, even though it is not exactly the same as going to those institutions. So, and then for the gym leech also, there was also something attached during the program whereby they said there was a travel opportunity for us for us to like attend the QIC summer beach competition physically. So those are one of the things that like that kept me always wanted to like do more. Unfortunately, the travel opportunity was suspended, but it was part of the reasons why part of the things that like kept me going. And then yeah, I also wanted to create a product that would serve many people beyond just my roommate Lola. And today I would say that we have over 2,000 customer base and we have over 45 wholesalers across Lagos, Ibadan, and the West, basically for now. So yeah.
Very impressive, I must say, Mariam. But how did the Jim Leech Mastercard Fellowship support your entrepreneurial journey with Machoice?
The fellowship was really a crucial role in supporting my entrepreneurial journey for Machoice because through the program, I've gained a wealth of knowledge that have even helped me to scale to win more of other grants beyond just Gym Leech. And I've also been able to like get a strong network of like-minded entrepreneurs, like I said, from Northern Nigeria, from Ghana, Rwanda, Uganda, and also the training sessions, the mentorship basically, because the explore phase was more like a self-paced course on the on-cue, but when we got to like the Ignite, we had more opportunities to speak to our coaches. And you could also speak to more other coaches. Like my coach was Coach Duncan, yeah, for Ignite, and I was still able to like talk to Coach Enoch, Coach Jennifer, Coach Port, and they've always like they give us time. Yeah, they allow us to like tell them what challenge we are going through. So that way, the program, the fellowship have actually supported my journey so far. And one of the key benefits was the opportunity to like pitch and refine my business idea in both the fellowship and external opportunities. The feedback I've received, like I said, the feedback, you're always getting constant feedback. And this feedback is not just a generic one. Like everybody have their own feedback. The explore part of the program might not really be, just try to like make sure you move to Ignite. That is where you get to like really enjoy the program more. So like you get feedback and refine your business model. Because I wanted to like make my business more sustainable and scalable beyond just a sole proprietorship business whereby you are just producing and you're just selling on a basic low scale. So yeah, I think the fellowship gave me confidence to like expand my choice, like the presence, like now this is even a platform, an example of the platform. Nobody's going to invite me to come and speak to different people from various parts of the continent. So yeah, this is one of the support I've gotten so far too. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Impressive. Winding down on my questions before we begin to take the questions from the audience. You won first prize in the Lagos State Amplify Business Clinic. What does that mean for Machoice?
Yeah, that was last year. Winning the first prize, Lagos Amplify Business Clinic, was another major turning point for me because there are always challenges for these programs because I live where I live is far away from Ikeja, and we have to like come to Ikeja for physical training, and you have to be there. Like you can't send the representative. So I had to like I started with somebody, like someone I don't even know, but through the program, we've done some online classes before the other part of the program, it was an hybrid program, right? So the physical one, I had to like stay somewhere with somebody, out of your comfort zone, sort of. And as at the time, I was also doing my exams then. So yeah, it's actually helped me to further validate my business model, and it has opened doors to new opportunities, partnerships, investors. The recognition has strengthened my position even in the markets. It has allowed me to like expand my reach and enhance my products further. Like we have had more new innovations, because it's not just about making the dishwashing liquid. I've had a lot of people doing this same business I'm doing, but it is all about the innovation and the creativity you bring into your own product. So overall, the business has been like an important affirmation of our mission, motivating us to like continue growing, creating impact solution even to our customers. And you have a lot of people asking you, yeah, I saw you took pictures with the governor of Lagos State. I'm like, hey, good. So yeah, that's just part of it.
Love it, love it, love it. A final question from me will be, what advice would you give to the now 2025 cohorts coming in?
Okay, yeah, so to the 2025 cohort, I would say you should stay focused on your vision, no matter what you're doing. No matter what you're doing, and embrace every learning opportunity, because you are there for a reason. It's not just all about the funding at the end of the day. Yeah, the funding is very, very important. But when you are starting the program, don't let your focus be on that funding, because you are about 1,000. So let the focus be on scaling into Ignite. That should be your focus for now. Then when you get to Ignite, your next focus should not still be the funding. Your next focus should be the scaling into launch, because we had a stipend then. Anybody that gets into launch phase would be getting the 500 CAD. So that was also part of what motivated me, because anyway, you just have to put your best in whatever you're doing, and you have to like seek feedback. Yes, that's very, very important. Ask questions and make sure you leverage on every networking opportunities you get from this program. And time management is very, very key. Everybody have one thing or the other they're doing aside from this program. So you have to know how you can manage your time. And always remember that setbacks are part of the journey. Like failure is part of success. You have to learn from them and keep moving forward. Stay resilient and trust your hard work. And of course, everybody tells you never give up. Yes, never give up, but you cannot just keep working without working smart, and pray. Whatever is, I believe I'm a faith-based person, so I believe that whatever is meant for you will always come true for you. So yeah.
Amazing one, Maryam. Thank you so much for those very inspiring answers that you have given to not just me, but even the audience listening to you right now. I'd be handing over to Ma'am Abby, and then we'll see how we can take some questions from the chat box.
Thank you so much, Abimbola. Miriam, thank you. This was really great information. And this is what we wanted, right? We wanted the real thing. Someone who has been through the program, someone who could share what went well, what didn't go well, the challenges. We live in Nigeria, you live in another country, there isn't constant power. That is something that maybe people obviously in North America or in Europe would not have challenges to. You talked about having multiple power banks and making sure that those were fully charged, so that in any case you had, access, right, to be able to get on and do your work. we do have Megan Siroka, who is the programs, international programs manager at DDQIC on the call today. So I wanted to do a shout out to Megan. She is Future Perspectives and Queen's University DDQIC. We are great partners and we've worked together along the way. And just to also give you some, background, Abimbola was one of the 50 cohorts in our first cohort with DDQIC that we took 50 young edtech innovators through the Explore Entrepreneurship phase program. So Abimbola also has an idea about the program getting on cue, and the challenges and doing assignments and all of that. But we have Megan, and I know Maryam, you answered one of the questions, but I wanted to see if Megan was on to answer. It came from Charles. I know, Charles, you asked another question, but this one about the funding, because I know there's a stipend and then you do a pitch competition to get maybe additional funding. That's where you have the first prize, second prize, or third, place. Megan, if you're on, you can say a few words to the audience, and then if you could, Charles asked a question, which I think this is going to be across for everyone who would like to hear, and then we will ask people to ask their questions, particularly just to Maryam. But Charles asked, is everyone who makes it to launch phase able to get funding? So I will let Megan get on and say a few words and answer Charles's question.
Thanks so much, Abby. Yes, happy to answer Charles's question. So yes, everyone who makes it to the third phase, launch entrepreneurship, does get funding. So that's a $500 Canadian stipend. And then in addition to that, you have the opportunity to get more funding at the final pitch competition. So everyone's guaranteed the 500, and then you may be able to get even more, like Maryam, and be able to boost your business even further. And in addition to the funding, we're always trying to connect fellows in the program to more funding opportunities. So for example, the Tony Alumelo Foundation and much, much more. So we want to always share what other funding is available out there as well. And I'll say thank you so much, Abby, for organizing this, and to your team, and Maryam for taking the time to speak to, young entrepreneurs and prospective fellows as well. It's been really nice listening in, and I'll pass it back to Abby.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Megan. I know it's pretty early for Megan and I. We are in North America. And so, again, thank you, Megan, for jumping on. Abosede Shoboyejo, sorry if I butchered your last name. Abosede, are you on so you can ask your question? If you're on, can you unmute yourself? Because we have over 100 people on the call, so I can't see your face. But if you're on, can you unmute yourself? If not, we will ask your question on your behalf. Abosede? Okay, Maryam. So Abosede's question is, hi, Maryam. My question is regarding your soap making. Is it a talent, a gift, or something that you learned?
Okay, yeah. It's not a talent. It is not a gift. It was actually something I learned from the desire to make a change from the conventional and traditional products we have in the market. I saw my roommates, like I said, both complained about a consistent itchy hands. So I had to do surveys. And after my surveys, I did a lot of research for myself. I took on courses. I had a tutor that is not even in Nigeria. I had a tutor in the US. Like I put funds together. They were not free, right? So it's not something you just get free. But when I started with YouTube. So we have basic information on the YouTube. You just Google some things and you get answers. Then what I did was I tried to learn about what I'm actually doing beyond just somebody tutoring me to do it this way. So for me, we had different ingredients we use to get our formulation. So I know why I'm using this particular ingredient and why I should not use this particular ingredient and what I can use if this ingredient is not available. Yeah, so.
Great. Awesome. Thank you so much. And let me just piggyback on Abosede's question and what you just said. Let me ask, what did you study in school to understand the science of how to formulate your dish soap? Because you talked about ingredients now, how to substitute ingredients if something is not available. So were you in science to be able to do this? And if you were not in science, how were you able to navigate, that scientific part of your business, right? To be able to get the right formula, the right ingredients, to be able to create this really great product. Miriam? Miriam is frozen. Abimbola, can you hear me? Just to make sure that it's not me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so it seems like she is frozen. So let's give her a few minutes. This is Nigeria. We always don't have great network. So she is off, but let me see let me see if there are any other questions that maybe Megan you can answer. If there is anything pertaining to someone asked about Williams asked about having Miriam's contact. That would be something that we would have to ask Miriam if Miriam is wants to
Sorry,
share.
I had network.
No, no worries, Miriam. Okay, so yes, I was asking about the scientific part of your business. What did you study in school and how were you able to bring science into your products?
Okay, so for my undergraduate, I studied agriculture from the University of Ilorin. So I was specific with agricultural economics at the end of the day. So currently I'm doing my master's in logistics and supply chain. So how I was able to bring science into it was I'm even able to I thought about how I could bring agriculture into my product. So that's why so now we use some oils. That's why I said it's not all about science. Agriculture is part of it because we use plant oils, we use plant enzymes to even make our products more eco-friendly and sustainable. So as a science student, right, I did science in secondary school, so I was able to have. It's about personal research, more personal research, and I said I paid to tutors that helped me along my journey too. So.
Hi, Abby, you are muted.
Yes.
Hi, Abby. I think you're still muted. Your microphone.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was gosh, I was talking to myself. Charles Chijoke, do you want to go ahead and ask your question? You have your hand up, and then we'll go down the list.
Yeah, good afternoon. It's actually afternoon here in Nigeria. I don't know your time where you are. I want to quickly thank you for organizing this section for us, especially those of us who are currently enrolled in the Jim Leech Mastercard Foundation Fellowship. So my question goes to Miriam. Presently, we are in the explore phase, and we are craving to go progress further and further in the program. Even though we know that it's not every one of us that are going to progress at the end of the day, but we are trying to do everything possible to make sure we squeeze ourselves in, and that is where most of us are also on this call this time. So my question is, in terms of the deliverables, probably the worksheet and all of that. So I overheard Miriam saying that some of the strategies he adopted, that in some cases she didn't go through all of trying to do all the worksheet and submit all the deliverables, that she focused first on the most important ones, the ones that are necessary. So, and during our section with our coach the other time, she reiterated on the importance of making sure we go through the lessons step by step, consecutively like that, to make sure we have a deep grasp of what we are expected to know, and that is also going to help us in submitting our deliverables and submitting a very sophisticated work. So I don't know. I want to ask Miriam, how were you able to, focus on only the major ones, and with all the responsibility you have, how were you able to, balance your time, your schedules, balance it with other schedules, and how do you encourage us to only focus on the necessary deliverables, such that it's not going to affect us? Are we still going to be able to submit a very sophisticated work if we are to focus on only uh, the major deliverables? I don't know if you get my question.
Yeah, I wish you all the best. So, like I said, during our time, there were some of the worksheets that was labeled optional, and there were some of the worksheet that was not labeled, that was labeled compulsory, right? So, like the BMC, I think we did BMC, and we did design thinking. Those worksheets, they were like different worksheets. So if you are like, I didn't say I didn't do the ones that are not compulsory. What I'm saying is that I focus first on the compulsory ones. Then with the other times that I had, then I tried to like some of those ones that are not. That's for the explore phase. I don't know if you get me right. Then
Yeah, okay.
I also spoke about being able to like do what is urgent and what is important. So that way you can. I use my alarm clock most of the time, like set timelines for this worksheets. Like you won't have all of your nights to sleep in this program. That is like if you are really determined to like move to the next stage. So I feel that way you'll be able to like use more of your time to work with the program. I don't know if I answered your question.
Yes, yeah, you do. But I'd like to add this follow-up question quickly. From your experience, I don't know, what's your advice for us? I know there's some flexibility allowed in the program. What I mean by flexibility is that it's just like the case of submitting some milestones, some worksheets, and some are optional, some are very, very important to submit. So my question now is, like, what is your advice for us? What is your advice for us, for those of us that maybe we don't really have that time to go through all of the content? How do we do this such that we're able to also find ourselves in the next phase? How do we what's your advice for us in terms of both time management and um, balancing it with several other schedules that we have?
Okay, so yeah, during the application, I can remember that there's actually a question talking about if you'll be able to like dedicate 2 hours of your time every week. So you can't be applying for a program you don't have time to go in depth with. Like, there is no better advice I would give you than that, because if you really want this program, you would put all your best into it. So I said during my time we had optional and non-optional. I'm not saying that, I don't know if that remains the case this year. So don't quote me. And I'm not advising you not to do the worksheets that are not compulsory. No, I'm only saying first do the compulsory worksheets first, then move on to the ones that are compulsory.
Okay.
You get me?
Lastly, please, what gave you? Thank you. What gave you an edge?
Charles, sorry, we have to take other people's. You've asked 2 questions already. We have to take other people who are also on the call. So anything else, just put it on the chat box, and Miriam can maybe go in and respond so that we give other people opportunity to as well. But going back to your second question about not having enough time, and Miriam, I think you answered it very well. You can't be selected into a program because this program is very competitive. There was a whole lot of applications that came in, and they only took a certain number of people. And so you already have the opportunity and an upper hand that thousands of other people who applied didn't get an opportunity to participate. And so you have to dedicate that to yourself, to find the time to be able to do something that is going to be beneficial to you. If you're not going to have that time, then it's unfair to those who couldn't scale through because they could only get a certain number of people on. So I implore everybody to create and find that time to do that, because you were chosen based on your capabilities, expertise, and what you put on there. And so you now you're one of, I don't know, 1,000 people that got in from maybe, I don't know, 6,000, 7,000 people that applied. And so you've already have an upper hand. I would say take advantage of that and find a way to create that time management and to balance yourself in order for you to be successful. This is what is going to make you stand out from everybody else, and it's going to make you stand out to be able to scale through from even explore into the ignite phase. So let's move on to other questions that are here. I want to ask, is Grace Muale on? If you're on, can you just please unmute? And thank you all for having your hands up. This is great too as well, because that lets us know that even though I still can't see everyone, but I can still see a few, and lets me know that you're on so that we can go ahead and ask the questions. Grace, are you on? If Grace is not on, I am going to go to one that I have, Abraham Asongo. Is going to be Abraham. I know your hand is up. Abraham, please, can you go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you. Good afternoon and greetings from Nigeria. Thank you, Maryam, for taking us through your experience. That is quite helpful. I have two questions for you, if time permits. The first one is about your venture structure. How do you get your team? Are you the sole owner, or do you have a kind of structure or co-owners? Maybe that will help some of us who are also building a venture to see how best we can get a structure for a venture. Then the second question is, before joining the Mastercard, was your ventures in operation already? You had a concept and you were operating, or it was during the fellowship that you now got the idea, perfected it, and started? Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you so much for your question. So I started as a sole proprietorship, but now my business is a company limited. So wherever you are, you can start from wherever you are. But talking about structures, this is one of the reasons why you are on programs like this, like Leech, Mastercard Foundation. They would like train you and like put you through how you can refine your business structures, how you can put your business together and all of that. So I don't have co-founders, but I have team members who are committed to growing and who understand the vision of Machoice. So I also have advisors and I have advisory members. Like I have people who have believed in my product. I have them, like some of them are my customers, some of them are like elderly people that give me advice aside from my team members that are really committed to my business. So I think that's for the first question. And the second question is, I didn't get that well.
Yeah, the second question was whether you started your venture before joining Leech Mastercard Fellowship.
Yes, I started my venture in 2020. That was during COVID-19. So, and I did my own cohort in the year 2020. I applied in December 2022. So we started the program in January 2023. So I started my business before joining the cohort. But I started it, like I said, on just like a basic level business, not really that business space.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abraham. Please, can you mute yourself back? I think Grace, I saw your hand up. Grace, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Abraham, please, can you mute yourself if you haven't done that?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Maryam,
Sorry, hold on, Grace. Please, if you're not asking a question, please mute yourselves. Thank you. Grace, go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. And Maryam, you're doing so great. I'm so inspired. And I would like to know what's your percentage market share in Nigeria? Thank you so much.
Maryam, did you get the question?
Yes. Thank you so much. So in Nigeria, we're in a very competitive market. We have market leaders that are well known out there. So for me, I would say my market share is still less than 2% and the reason is that we are not just producing dishwashing liquid. We are trying to like craft a niche out of the general market, which is the general dishwashing liquid. So our business is basically focused to the eco-conscious individuals that are looking out for eco-conscious products, dishwashing liquid, not just we're not trying to get that market share, but we're trying to niche down to those those target audience that are really looking out for products like ours. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Miriam. But if you think about Nigeria, Nigeria is a country of over 200 million people. So even having a percent or 2% share is a big accomplishment in a very competitive market. So I want to assume that the fundings that you've been getting and all of that is goes to reformulating your product so that it keeps getting better for marketing and all of that stuff. So good information. Because Miriam is at school right now doing her master's. We're going to just take another 10 minutes of just questions. I know we have quite a number of people's hands up. I would say that when you are called on, please, we're just going to keep it to one question, not multiple questions, so that we can get other people to be able to ask their questions. Please, if you are not being asked to speak, please mute yourselves. I'm not sure whose background stuff I can hear right now, but please mute yourselves. Sorry, I'm trying to see who that is that I can hear their background. Please mute yourselves to make this easy and for everybody to be able to hear Miriam and the other person. Sorry.
I think that's Shuaibu. That is Shuaibu.
Shuaibu. I'm trying to get them to mute. Shuaibu Ali, can you please mute? Because there's over 100 people. I can't find you to mute you. Hopefully he's listening to me.
Oh, you mute everyone.
Yes, let me just mute all.
Good afternoon, ma.
Shuaibu, please mute yourself. I think I've muted everybody. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, so the next person, Shuaibu, please mute yourself. I just muted everybody.
You have not muted everybody.
Yeah, hold on. Okay. All right. No one can unmute themselves now. I will be the one to unmute you when I ask you to speak. Hadiza Shatima, I hope you're still on. I can see your hand up. I have asked you to unmute. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Good afternoon to you all. Thank you, ma'am, for the opportunity for me to speak. Thank you, Maryam. You have been a such a role for me actually right now. And you have shared with us so many insightful things. And this has sharpened our way of thinking and how we should go about with the program. So my question for you is that I know the quizzes is such an important is such an important phase for you to scale through the models to move from the explore to the rest of the phases. So my question is that please is the workbooks or worksheets as well as the assessments count as well? Thank you.
Miriam, please go ahead. Wait, hold on, you're still muted. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So thank you, Adiza. If I get you right, you're asking if the worksheets counts to like get to the next stage, right? So yes, it does count. You have to like submit and not just submit, you have to make sure you're submitting on time. There is a timeline for submission. So you're not just coming to submit at your convenience. You have to make sure that you're watching and for Nigerians, you have to be very careful. The EST timeline, sometimes you can just miscalculate the time. So you're not submitting on the spot of the deadline. Make sure you submit, give it some time ahead. Don't just submit on the last minute. Yeah, so it counts. And your attendance also counts. I'm not saying there is a deadline. Like when you get to Ignite, there's always Ignite phase to launch phase. You'll be asked to submit a link to your video on YouTube, just like the one that was played. So that link must be submitted before the deadline. So I'm not saying it's a self-paced course, but some of these worksheets has deadline. So you have to watch for about that, and they count.
Only do the worksheets count? Some of the worksheets or assignments, they have a certain percentage that you must achieve before it will count towards your getting one of your micro credentials. So it's also very important to make sure you're reading through a lot of those things to understand. So just because you did like an assessment and you got 50% and you think that you're able to scale through or get your micro credential because you did the assessment and you got 50%. Sometimes it could be you need a 75 or 80%, in order for that assessment and stuff to count. So again, just make sure that you are speaking with your coach if you have any or mentor if you're having any questions or concerns. Let's Miriam, just leave your thing unmuted, and then we'll kind of go from there so that it'll just be easier. Gideon, you have your hand up, so I know you're there. Please, can you ask your question?
Please, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. And I really love the insights Maryam is sharing. Now, my question happens to do with team building. So I want to ask Maryam, even though mine is not for profit, as Maryam is not for profit, but I want to ask Maryam that what qualities does she look for when what qualities did she look for when she was building her team to scale her business? That's just my question. Yeah. So what qualities will she look for, or should we look for when we are building teams? Okay.
Thank you so much, Gideon. And I'll let Maryam answer, but I think Maryam is a for-profit. She's not a non-profit, but I'll let her clarify that. Maryam?
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, my business is a for-profit business and not a non-profit business. And whichever business you are into, your vision statement is very, very important. So that will tell you the kind of people you want to be on your team. If you are for a non-profit business, your vision statement will tell you, oh, I just want people who can bring this kind of quality, this kind of idea, this kind of finances to help us grow what we are building. I think that sounds
Awesome. Thank you. Then we have Eric. Eric, you have your hand up. Let me see. Please unmute yourself. Eric Gala. Okay. We'll move on to somebody else that has their hand up. God's
Hello?
will. Oh, Eric. Okay, please go
Yeah,
ahead and ask your question.
Thank you very much. This is Eric. Yeah, I want to find out with the first production of the product that she is selling, how was it like?
Thank you, Eric. Maryam, did you get that?
Thank you so much. The first production I did, do you mean in terms of branding or in terms of the quality of the product itself?
In terms of branding.
In terms of branding. Okay.
Yes, please.
The logo I used to today, I crafted it myself. And I've decided not to change it because I crafted it myself, even if it is not what it's supposed to look like. So I have to I believe in myself. So I used Canva, like I said, to create my first label, and it was blurry at the end of the day. It was blurry. So I had to give it out to somebody on my team to help us craft a better one as we move on. And then in terms of the quality of the product, the quality was there, but it wasn't what I really wanted to pursue as a brand. Like I said, now we are an eco-friendly brand in terms of dishwashing. So what I did then was not that eco-friendly, but now we're able to research and refine the formulations even till date.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much, Eric. All right. Then we are going to just take a couple more questions. I know a lot of people have questions for Maryam, and I really appreciate it, but we don't have that much time. I'm going to ask, because I had mentioned God's Will, and so after God's Will, Michael Mujuni from Uganda, you'll be able to ask your question. God's Will, please go ahead and Ekpenyong, please go ahead and ask your question on mute.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, God's Will. Yes, we can hear you. God's Will, you have muted yourself again.
Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, God's Will. You have muted yourself again, God's Will.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Please, I don't know if Maryam is going to answer this question, but it's something that disturbs me and I want to know. This program, is it tilted to a particular sector of entrepreneurship, or it's a general entrepreneur? Whatever is your business idea, whatever your business is, you can work on it on this program. That's what I want to know.
You're not so audible. I think you really hear you well.
Let me ask. God's Will is asking if this program is for a certain sector in entrepreneurship, or if this is for everyone who, regardless of your industry or sector. And I can probably just answer that, and Megan too is on. God's Will, this is not a particular sector. This is just you trying to be an entrepreneur or already an entrepreneur, and you want to learn more to get you the fundamentals. And as well as you move forward, just the tools that you need to ensure that your entrepreneurial journey is successful. So it's not a specific sector or industry to get into. I know we've taken a couple from some men. I want to have Ashlina to ask her question. Ashlina, can you please unmute and ask your question?
Good evening, everyone. So my question to Miss Maryam is, how were you able to recruit your team members? Because I think it's somehow so difficult to get people who have the shared passion or interest. So what criterion did you use to recruit your team members?
Okay, thank you so much. I think that's one of the reasons why you're on this program, the Leech Mastercard Foundation. They're going to be working on the high performance team, and you'll be getting like real knowledge on how to go about that. But for me, like I said, you have to have a positioning statement, you have to have a vision statement. You definitely find people from within your everyday life. You would find from friends that are really committed to what you are doing. Like, because as an entrepreneur, you should be able to like convince, because you're going to be selling to customers. So if you are not able to like convince the closest people to you, like your friends, you can't convince a stranger to buy your product, then you would need to do more work on how to like work on, you'll be selling products, no matter, even if it is a tech product or a physical product. So first, you have to know how you can convince people to join your team. If you can convince people to join your team, you're not going to get it right at the spot, no. But over time, we keep learning, keep making mistakes, and like getting over and over again. I don't know if that serves. Ashlina? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, Ashlina, you can unmute and just make sure that Maryam answered your question.
Yes, I'm answered. Thank you so much. Thank you, Abby.
Okay, thank you. So we are going to take just two more. Okay, I've just posted Miriam's LinkedIn profile there. Goody, please can you put in Miriam's Instagram page and Machoice Instagram page into the group chat. You can follow Miriam, too as well on there. So that would be a good way to connect with her and, follow what she's doing and ask her any questions outside of today. Michael Mujuni, you are next. Please go ahead and unmute and ask your question. And after Michael, we'll take one more and we're done.
Hi, amazing session. Thank you very much. My question is one, and it's quite open, not for a particular person. The challenge I'm having is that I have like
Michael? Okay, I think we lost Michael. We'll try to get Michael back so that Michael can ask his question. There is now I don't see. Hello, Michael?
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you now. Please go ahead.
All right. I was saying it's been an amazing session. Thank you very much. My question is quite open. It's not for a particular person. The challenge I'm having is that I'm having about 5 different programs running, sort of similar to this one. And it's not a lack of commitment, but at one point it becomes stressing and somehow you're going to fall off track in one of them. My question is there anyone or who has developed some sort of system, be it AI, be it, I don't know, of keeping track of whatever they are doing, maybe some sort of automation that can help them stay on track with everything they are doing and hit deadlines in time without lagging behind on any of them?
Let me answer based on my experience, Michael. It's not easy, okay? And something has to give. If you're doing, let me say, 5 things at the same time, you cannot put in your time equally to 5 things and understand and excel in 5 things, not even with AI. Because even if AI is taking notes for you and doing all of that, you still have to find time to read those notes that comes from AI. So you have to prioritize, right? I think that's where time management and also understanding what you want to do. If you have 5 different programs that you're taking concurrently right now, which is most important to what you want to achieve? You can't do it all, and it can be perfect. So if the first 2, for example, is most important to you, then you need to give that first 2, and you feel like that is going to be impactful to yourself, both personally and professionally, then that's what you need to do. But to say that you can handle all of it at the same time by yourself, I don't think it's possible without something lagging behind, which is really like your question. So you have to figure out what is most important and, and then kind of go from there. Not to say that you can't do all 5, but I don't think you can do all 5 equally, or 3, or whatever number of things that you have going on at the same time. And I know Maryam talked earlier on about being in school and, doing the program, and she had something else, and it was really difficult for her, right? But school is always for her, school is like number 1 priority, right? I need to graduate. So that becomes the top of your like on your list, and then you kind of go down from there. So in whatever situation that you're in, I think that's about the same thing too as well. It's like you have to prioritize and say which is the most important that I need to finish and I need to excel at, and then kind of go down the line. I think that's my advice, in doing that. But no app, no tool is going to make you efficient and effective in handling multiple programs at the same time. Something's just going to fall behind. That's just my honest opinion. But I do understand us trying to do multiple things because sometimes they all happen about the same time. And you're excited to be in it until now you're in it and you're like, whoa, how am I going to deal with all of this stuff? And it becomes overwhelming. It becomes challenging. And sometimes you just need to take a step back, okay? Take a step back, give yourself a couple of days. Use that time to recalibrate, figure things out, and then come back and say, okay, how do I want to manage this? But I don't think there's a right formula that can help. Everybody's situation is so different. You could be a full-time employee or a full-time student, or you could be a parent, as well, or you can have a sick mom or a sick dad or a sick sibling that you're taking care of. I mean, everybody's situation is so different that it makes, that prioritization, very different, and it becomes very unique to your situation. So I would say take a couple of days and step back and look at things from the outside looking in, and then try to figure that out. We are over time, so I'm just gonna take just one more question because I really liked this question, and this is from Linda Mensa. Linda, if you are, let me just make sure that Linda is still on. Yes, Linda Mensa, you can unmute and we can ask your question real quick. Or I ask the question for you. Linda, are you on? You can unmute.
Yes, please, I'm on.
Okay, please go ahead.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Please, my question is, what strategies can I use to effectively market my social entrepreneurship venture as a social entrepreneur? Thank you.
Linda, let me ask you, sorry, unmute yourself. Are you asking about marketing in terms of it's a social, your venture is social, it's a social venture. Are you talking about marketing it in general, marketing on social media? I mean, can you be a little bit more specific to that question? Linda.
Okay, please. I mean, marketing in general.
Miriam, I'll let you answer that, and then I can also chime in terms of your experience and how you've been able to market your product, and then I can talk, chime into as well.
So thank you so much. So talking about marketing, social media is key. And something about social media that people think is you have to have 100 likes, you have to have 200 million followers. I don't have so much followers. So what I would say is that whatever you are doing, just make sure you are documenting it and make sure you are just posting them, even if, because sometimes we feel nobody's seeing us, but someday, somehow, you'll get to see that those things you've been posting on social media actually count. So that way is a strategy. And then connecting with your customers on a way that, like, if you have 2 customers, that's like having 4 customers, because those 2 customers should be able to like refer you to 2 more people, and those 2 more people should be able to like refer you to 2 more people. So that way your marketing strategy, because marketing is not just about adverts, right? It's about like getting people to like know exactly what you do and getting customers, because customers, they're like the king of your business. So for me,
Thank you, Miriam. And I think, even for me and my experience in this day and age, social media is such a big, I would say, connector of people across the globe, right? It's not just within your community or in your state. You can be global. Just like right now, we have people from across the continent who are using a social, like it's like a social media platform, right? That we're using to connect. People are asking, "Hey, Miriam, how can I connect with you? Can you put your social media information?" So I think using social media is a really good place, to start, and being a little bit more diligent with that, really branding. And then I think branding also plays a key role, and the message you want to send out. So even on social media, and somebody goes into your social media page, it shouldn't be convoluted, right? I should be able to go in and automatically understand what you're doing. Or if you're selling a product, to understand. So if you go into Machoice right now, you know that on Instagram or on LinkedIn, Facebook, you know that it's about dish soap. You've got dish soap, Miriam. You've got your dish sponge that you have there. It tells you that it's eco-friendly. There's videos that kind of talks about why you started, the whole eco-friendly, the marketing that you're doing, some stores that have brought, the product in. But I can go in and understand what products, Machoice is selling. So I think that's very important in terms of relaying that message, that brand, that when people go in, social media, I think is the easiest way, because the platform is free, right? Instagram and stuff, you're not having to spend money to get like and you can start by yourself and be your own content creator. It's just making sure that you have that time and that diligence to be able to do that. So I would say, if you're starting off, I think that's a really big place. Even for the big organizations and companies, everybody's on social media. People go to social media first before they will go to the website. So I think that social media plays a really key role in just getting yourself out there, and then being able to connect with other people and other organizations too as well. So with that being said, I would like to thank Miriam today for taking her time to answer questions from you all, from everyone. People have asked about my my LinkedIn profile. Goody, please can you post my LinkedIn profile and as well as the Future Perspectives information again? You guys can connect with me. You can connect with Future Perspectives too as well. But thank you so much, Maryam, for your time today. We're following you, and we wish you the best. We want to see your success. I'd like to thank Abimbola so much for being our moderator for today and asking all those insightful questions. Megan, if you're still on, if you want to say a few words before we close out the day. Let me see. Sorry, I may have to give Megan. Megan, you can unmute if you're still
Perfect.
on.
Yes, I'm still on. Thank you so much, Abby. Thank you so much, Miriam, and for everyone for your insightful questions today. I'm really excited to see what you do over the coming months in the program. And we also have many opportunities as well with Future Perspectives and DDQIC outside of the Gym Leech program. So you can get involved in entrepreneurship and start or continue to grow your venture. So thank you so much again. And I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Megan. And what we would like to do, Megan, too, as well, is that once the Explore Entrepreneurship phase is done, those who get in, I think it would be a nice opportunity to bring another alum on that can also speak, about going into the Ignite phase. So that we have a couple more, and we'll do one when we get into the launch phase. So I wish everybody the best of luck. We are rooting for you. And then in terms of the video, I will share out the link to Megan so that Megan can send it out into the network. We would also have it on the Future Perspectives platforms too as well. Where you can just click on it and watch the video too as well. But thank you all so much for taking time out of your Saturday to be a part of this. This already shows your dedication. And like I said, we'll be rooting for you and looking out for you. And yes, good luck. And hopefully on our next call, we will have many of you who have, scaled into the Ignite phase on the next call. So thank you so much. And you guys can unmute yourselves if you want, and and just thank Maryam and all, and then we can round up the day. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody. I wish you all the best.
Maryam, thank you so much for today. I know you were in school.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay, I've unmuted.
Thank you so
Everybody
much,
can
Maryam.
unmute themselves now. You guys can say bye to Maryam, and
Okay,
yes,
thank
thank you
you
all.
so much, Miriam.
Thank you. Thank you,
I've
Miss
also
Miriam.
sent connections to each and everyone here on LinkedIn. So make sure you accept my connection on LinkedIn.
Thank you so much.
Yes, please accept your connection request.
Thank you so much, Miriam.
Thank you very much, Miriam.
Thank you, Miriam. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miriam.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.